Lord, thank you for having us today with this great meeting. Help us get through this without making too many mistakes. Thank you. Amen.
Amen. Shade, you roll call.
Yes, sir. David Walkenstead.
Honey.
Brian Warner.
Honey.
Bill Edglin.
Honey.
Keith Austin.
Here.
Harley Buzzard.
Here.
Bill Byrd.
Honey.
Tom Crittenden.
Honey.
Mike Dobbins.
Here.
Frankie Cargis. Present. Wanda Hatfield. Rex Jordan. Here. Dick Clay.
Here.
Mike Shambaugh.
She's California Dream.
Mary Bakershaw. Here. Leo Smith. Denise Taylor. Here. Victoria Vasquez. Tanya. We do a quorum.
All right, thank you, Shelly. I hear a motion to approve the minutes. All right, on it like a rat on a Cheeto. All right, any second? Discussion? All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. That means you're getting on it, Shelly. All right. You guys seen a rat on a Cheeto? Anybody? It's getting on it. Okay. All right. All right, now reports, Talking Leaf Job Corps, Miss Diane Kelly. You got a disturbing look on your face, Miss Cherokee. What's going on?
Well, I just want to say a big congratulations to Speaker Byrd,
Yeah,
our
give it
area vice president for the National Congress of American Indians. He represents us very well, and he had a lot of good support from the council members, Councilwoman Hargis, Councilwoman Vasquez, Councilwoman Taylor, and let me see who else. Oh yeah, Shambaugh, and Mr. Jordan.
I was there.
Yes, you were. You sure were.
I was at every meeting.
I know you were. I know you were even giving out gummy worms at the airport.
Then people are checking on you.
I will say this, Mr. Chairman, they have the utmost respect for Diane Kelly at that level because you were one of the first secretaries or
One of the
first
youngest.
secretaries in delegates back in her time in her organization and her staff, when deputy was there. So when you had that much support and their respect for Diane, I'm saying that in a good way, that went over real well, and I appreciate you and your staff being there because if I was going to run for something again, I'd have Diane Kelly in my corner.
The very first president was a Cherokee. He was Judge N.B. Johnson. And the area vice president has been held by a Cherokee for a long, long time. And we try to keep that spot as long as we can.
Okay, we'll just stay around.
You run unopposed. Good, you got Diane in control.
Yeah. Diane, good job.
I have got two of my directors here, Daryl Legg, Brenda Fitzgerald. We were glad that last month we got kind of bumped a little bit out of executive finance. We had to share this with you. You know that we had 4 grants that we were going after. One we've already been turned down on. It was a reentry grant. We've never received a reentry grant from the Department of Justice, and we actually got one. And we sent Daryl and Kim to a training session. They came back and they worked on it. We got out and got all the letters and everything. We received $749,000 for a 3-year reentry grant from the Department of Justice. And Daryl will be overseeing that grant, and he's also going to, 50% of his salary will be in that program. He'll have 2 full-time reentry case managers. One of them will be based here in Tahlequah to work the southern end. The other one will be based in Pryor to work the northern end. And then he'll have 35% of psychologist time in the behavioral health department. So Connie Shop is working with us on that. So we're real excited. Daryl's excited. This opens the door. It's a reentry strategic planning grant, and it'll open the door for us to go after other grants that are out there. Department of Labor has some that we're going to reapply for. They're taking a lot of their money and moving it to the hurricanes that happened in Puerto Rico and Texas and Florida. So we got bumped out of that big grant that we went after because they're going to use it for that this year. But we'll be able to reapply. And they said if there's any additional money that's left over, they may let us apply. So that's what we got in writing this morning. Brenda is here because she's excited. She was turning cartwheels when she found out and doing a little dance. She went after a Disability Employment Initiative grant, and she's going to get $249,978 for the next 3 years, and it's for 2 disability navigators, a special assistant in budget, and then a program manager under her. So she's real excited about that. And the one thing that we have to share with you is on that Employment Initiative grant, the other grantees, the state of Colorado, the state of Hawaii, the state of New York, the state of Rhode Island, and the Virginia Community College System. We were the only Indian tribe, and we're the only one besides Colorado that's in the central part of the United States. Everything else is out on the East Coast. So we're real excited about that.
Yeah.
We were also given an extension on our sector partnership grant. We have about $700,000 still left in that $6.5 million that we got 3 years ago. So we're carrying it over into the 4th year, and it's mostly for OJT. Then we received word through the Department of Ed that our Native American Vocational Training Program, which is our NAVTEP program, which funds our business class and our child care certification program, it was refunded for $478,000. And we're on our last 5 years of a 5-year grant, so we'll be reapplying for that. So we're real excited to get all this coming in. We just wanted to share our good news with you because most of it's for training. Let me see, what else? I think that's pretty much it. Our fairs were a success. Councilman Smith, we appreciate you coming down and helping us out down there in Fort Smith. We had a really good turnout. We got a lot of good contacts. Fairs were really what we wanted to do for our recruitment for Job Corps. It also gave us a lot of bites on some jobs because we were able to share with them a lot of the jobs that are going on in the Cherokee Nation. So it benefited us all the way around. So we'll probably do it again next year. So just want to share that with you. Do you have any questions?
Any questions? Yes, Councilwoman Vasquez.
Thank you and your staff for setting up the Cherokee Nation Diversified Job Fairs at Benita this Thursday. And I saw it in the newspaper, there's like, what, 15 businesses?
Yes.
I think that's awesome, and it'll be very successful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We're working on one in November for Tulsa as well. So the diversified job fairs, we usually get a lot more people turn out.
Thank you for doing it.
District. Make it on Cherokee County. Any other questions? Saying none? Yes, Councilman Buzzer?
Harold, Banquet.
Yes,
Hey, Dale.
yes, that's coming up November the 2nd.
I got you
And,
MCing. Is Harley MCing?
no, I am.
Oh, you are.
I come cheap. Who knows, I may tell some jokes on you, David. You better be there.
I won't be there.
Just kidding. I wouldn't do that
I'll
to
be
you.
there. Well, that'd be good. You can show Joe up on the MC stand.
Oh, he's on the program.
And Chuji Kingfisher.
He's on there.
Yeah.
We have some entertainments. I think it's a band, but I'm not really sure who it is.
Is it?
It's a good band.
Is it the Crittenden Band?
No, it might be the
Pumpkin Hall.
Pumpkin Holler Boys.
Pumpkin Holler
Hey, they're
Boys.
good.
Okay, all right. We'll be good at honky tonk time. All right, Diane, good
Thank
report.
you.
All right, congratulations, ECI. Next, the Executive Director's Report, Mr. Ron Etheridge, Coach Etheridge, legendary coach, football coach in the state of Oklahoma, Southside, Diamondback, or Black Diamond, whatever they are. Some kind of water gun.
Well, good afternoon. Hello. It's been a while. Guys, next one will come quick. So, the several things here, just share with you by way of announcements regarding education. Our youth ambassadors will be part of your meeting tonight. They will be at the council meeting, be recognized tonight. Language, our classes are in the 3rd week. We're very close to being in all 14 counties. If you're not in your county, we're close by, and all teaching the same curriculum, all have a book that they're teaching the language. So anyway, we're trying to be consistent with that, and they found that this is the best way to get it across. JOM, we have 68 schools that we are in our JOM program, right at 26,000 students total that's in JOM. And so I know you've been keeping up with national legislation, and so hopefully there is a chance that, you know, the funding could be increased. You know, it's been decreased for a number of years now, and so we're in hopes that will happen. Half of the legislative body have taken care of that, and we got to wait on the other half, and that will be days down the road. Heritage Days coming in November. All the schools in the 14 county area and in the areas lapping, you know, several. They all celebrate and have Heritage Days in November. So I know in talking, you know, to one outside the 14 county area, you know, I mean, they do things such as assemble teepees and just, we have all kinds of things. I know Leroy will probably talk about them here, if not this month, the next month. So anyway, that's coming up in your districts. All education's making an effort to recognize the Veterans Day, and we passed out this right here, which is something new this year, is the part that we will play, and we're sharing this, of course, with Fish and Wildlife and Health Services and then Office of Veteran Affairs. But of course, there's assembly that morning and a breakfast, and then they're going out to the archery range after that, and there's going to be activity for them there at that point in time. So I'm proud of our people for participating in that and being a part of that. Under education support, we have our preliminary count of right at 28,000 on the MVT, motor vehicle tags, which is less than last year, but once again, that's preliminary count. Once we get our numbers, then we get back with the schools and we let them know there's times when maybe a name's misspelled or something, you know, and we try to and that includes the schools in Muskogee, Wagner, and Tulsa counties. So anyway, that's everyone, but that once again is just preliminary numbers. And then May 2nd is the date now. I mean, March 2nd is the date that we will bring the schools in, Public School Appreciation Day. So anyway, mark that on your calendars for sure. The RTR application, remember the removal bike riders. The deadline is coming up here, the Halloween, but right now we have 12. So a lot of times that's the way it is. I mean, we put off till the end and then all submit at that point in time. So, but we have 12 complete applications at this point. We also are working on the other thing you got there was a college and career handout, and we are working toward one up north. This one here in Tahlequah is set. Now, 2 years ago, we had right at 200 participate, and so we had to move it. And I want to thank Coach Callison because he actually had a scrimmage set that night, and he realized the importance of this meeting, and he said, no. He said, we'll either go to the host or the other school or we'll move the scrimmage. He said, no problem. So anyway, he moved for us, and it's set up for 5:30 that evening. Last year, we had a little problem with weather, and so right at the last minute, several people backed out and didn't come. But I'm going to tell you, it's a very, very important night. So if you're talking to any of your people, you know, I mean, tell them, you know, they need to come. I mean, there's so many things that they can learn this night. I mean, the FAFSA, you know, they can fill it out now, starting 1st of October, and it's based on 2016. So they would be eligible. I mean, rather than procrastinate and wait till, you know, next year and then do it, FAFSA is what gets most of them, the delay in getting it in and not meeting the deadline. So I encourage you to encourage your people, any that contact you, to go ahead and be getting that information in. And the site that we're looking at up north is probably going to be Pryor or Claremore this time around. So anyway, we will work on that, and I know you want that for your people. We're going to make every effort in the world to get it done. I think we waited a little bit too late last year, and that's not going to be the case. We'll get out there and we'll see. You know, we're going to make an effort to bring them in up there as well. Concurrent applications are now open. The deadline is the 28th. Deadline's the 28th of December. So anyway, and I know a lot will not do it right now, but you have second semester juniors and possibly seniors that maybe did not go this time, that's already talking to counselors and trying to get that worked out. So hopefully.
Is that midnight wrong?
Do what now?
Is that a midnight deadline, 12
Yes,
o'clock?
yeah,
Okay.
on the 28th. I mean, so just so you'll be aware and you can make sure they're aware. I mean, so they don't wait till last minute. They just need to go in and start talking to counselors right now and get it done. And let's see, the only other thing that I have that I need to talk about, I got to attend the NCAI, and congratulations, Speaker Byrd, for repeating as Vice President. And anyway, there were some education meetings there, and it was beneficial to me. I got to learn a little bit about, there's some other schools that are BIE schools, BIE funded, and they don't feel like they're funded enough either. I'd have hated to been Tony Dearman and the two that he brought with him, because I mean they don't sit back. I mean there's some comments made, you know, in regard to the funding and everything. So, but it was a good meeting. It was a good meeting, and you know, we too want to lobby and try to get more funding, you know, for our school. But I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna brag on our school, and you know, it's once again, and I've said this many times. You get up there and you walk the halls, and you can see a different climate. You know, if you want the best for them, and these are students, and I know you have your own communities. Okay, I understand that. But I'm gonna tell you, this is one that's you know, 100%, and we don't have just Cherokee. You know, we have other Native students that are part of this. And anyway, we need for it to be the best we can make it. And so I for one appreciate how you subsidize and help that school make it up there, you know, with funds. Because, I mean, it takes it. It's a square peg in a round hole. It's just not going to fit, I mean, with what we want to do. Now, we can revert back in time, because I remember a day that it was not as efficient and well-run. I don't mean the people that ran it or whatever, but it was just not the school it is today, okay? And be proud of what you got. So that's all I have, are the questions for me.
Speaker Byrd?
Ron, appreciate you coming to NCAI. I know you got to meet people at a national level, and I felt for Tony Dearman as well, and John Tasuda, who's the acting director of the Bureau of Indian Affairs. Those guys took it on the chin because of the proposed budget cuts to BIE schools and the BIA. Yes, they're not responsible for that, but they got sworn into those positions with this administration, so you have to take the good with the bad. Couple of things I want to recommend for this committee here. We had an incident at Sequoia High School about a month ago. It has to do with finances. The superintendent has no financial authority in case of emergency to approve check, no sign off. And we needed the basic things to start a softball tournament. We didn't have any line to line the fields and, you know, get the game going. And he doesn't have no signature authority, nor does the principal. So what I'd like for you to do, and I'll bring it back to, we can either legislate it, but I'd rather see you guys handle it on your own before we legislate, because I'm going to propose legislation. For him to have at least $1,000 in case of emergency, and the principal, Ms. Schote, to have $500. That's not asking for a whole lot. I mean, they were up there scratching their head. If we made a special run to do the paperwork, it'd taken a week to get that approved. So I'd like for you to look into that if you would, please.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Mr.
All right,
Chairman.
thank you, Speaker. Any other comments for Ron? Yes, Councilwoman Shaw.
Yes, Mr. Qualls, I was just curious on that March the 2nd date. Are you sure we won't be in Oklahoma City at the basketball state championships that weekend?
That, I think, if I'm not mistaken, well, it may be that weekend. I can't recall if that's when, Leroy, do you know when the,
Right before spring break.
tournament is?
Spring break's 39th.
Okay, so that would be A and B state tournament then. It's March the 2nd, correct?
Just wanted to make sure there wasn't a conflict.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I like your optimism. Ron, and also I appreciate you speaking up for our school at Sequoia. And you're one of the first directors that came before this council and talked about the magnitude of this school and the needs that it deserves to operate at a level that is exemplary. And so saying that to this body means a lot, and hopefully we'll continue to understand that need as budget hearings come to a little closer time. So anyways, any other questions for, yes, Councilman Crittenden?
Yeah, I was just going to let the rest of the body know we had a good first meeting about concurrent enrollment. Some of the situations that we were visiting about is a good meeting. I think the ones in attendance would agree. But Councilor Lay said he'd kind of get with you and probably need to have another one probably in November if everybody agrees too, because I don't want to let those good ideas that we talked about kind of slip through the cracks.
Yep. Sounds good. Any other questions or comments for Ron? Ron, good report. Good luck in your deer woods.
Thank you.
Next is Superintendent Leroy Qualls. Oh, Verna. Mr. Qualls, please. All right, Verna, come on down. I know. Hey, look. You don't beat the horse.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Verna, how you doing? Sorry.
I'm here to
Yeah,
answer any
nobody
questions or
Yeah,
hear any
whatever.
comments y'all might have about my written report.
horse.
And I have a question for y'all after we're finished.
Any questions for Verna? Verna,
That's good.
great report. Yes, hold on. Councilwoman Taylor.
Okay, I was trying to find it real quick. Are you fully staffed?
No.
You're not.
No.
How many, do you need certified teachers or do you need aides? What do you need? Across the board or what?
For Early Head Start, we need them to just apply if they've got experience. Then we do all of the on-the-job training.
Okay. That's all I
And we have currently 11 openings. Most of them are at J. There's 2 or 3 at J. And,
Right. That was my only question.
okay.
All right.
My question for you all is the November date. Are you all coming up there for our annual?
Are we coming up there
Could you
for?
keep
Are
that
we?
away?
Are you? No, that's not even a question. That's a relevant question.
I guess, let me rephrase it. What is the date?
That is a good question.
Okay.
I don't know, but we will be there.
Monday,
Okay.
November 13th.
November 13th.
November 13th.
Yeah.
And in answer to your other question, pumpkin.
Okay. Any more questions? or-
Black walnut. Just kidding. I was kidding. All right, good report.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you November 13th.
Okay, thank you.
Vernon, would it be at noon? Be ready at noon?
Yes. Oh, I do have one other additional thing. Right before I came down, I took a call from the Office of Head Start to ask a question whether we wanted our review this time in 2 separate weeks or in one. And I polled everybody, and the votes are coming in, and it looks like everybody wants to have them in the same week. With that review will come a lot of information that I need to give to you all that's in regard to school readiness goals, our teaching strategy status, anything that has to do with data collection. So I guess I'm giving you heads up that I'm going to just inundate you with stats, so that next month, and then maybe maybe even through the mail, to give you some information, if you don't mind, to read through it. And if the review team wants to interview any of you all, at least you will be aware that there are some stats that we keep on a regular basis. Some of them we're just starting, so some we've got 2 or 3 years worth of data. So just heads up. Thank you.
I think Rex would be a good one to interview. Thank you. I said Rex would be a good one to interview.
Oh, yeah, he's
I'll be ready.
Yeah, I'll be ready. Thanks, Vernon. All right, Superintendent Leroy Qualls.
Good afternoon, everyone. I know we're real excited and everything. I am too.
Yeah, we should excited.
All part of the year. Got a lot of good things to be grateful for. Congratulations to my friend Speaker Byrd again.
Yeah.
Have confidence in the man, and he does well. Appreciate Mr. Etheridge's kind words toward Sequoia. He's good to work with. He's a good educational proponent all the way across the board, and has been in education for a number of years. At Sequoia, we had our FAFSA night the first week of October. That date was moved to October the 1st, where you can start applying for FAFSA. So we try to get our kids engaged and parents to come in early to get started on that. This Wednesday, we're having a pre-ACT testing at Sequoia High School for sophomores. Also, we've got students starting to plan already for the Veterans Assembly, which will be November the 10th during the morning. And this week, we're celebrating Red Ribbon Week, which started many years ago. I was kind of maybe not in charge, but I had a lot to do with that at Tahlequah High School. And I'm happy that we're doing it at Sequoia High School also. We finished the week this Friday with an assembly for our student body, and we've invited Judge Mark Dobbins to speak. And following the assembly, we'll have a mock accident outside the old gym in the parking lot, just to make it a point how traumatic it can be when drugs and alcohol are involved. Sad to say, we've lost a lot of young people throughout the years. I've personally lost quite a few former students, and it's a terrible thing, and it's a great week to be celebrating and having in a school system. And by the way, our students, like I said, it's student-driven, so they're planning on how to actually go about the mock accident. And I think we're even having a helicopter fly in during that. Our students last week participated in Literacy Night, which was hosted by the Immersion School. They went over and read books to the kids and read stories to the immersion students. And they were tickled to do that. It made them feel very important, good for the self-esteem. And also, I think the youngsters thoroughly enjoyed that. We've got 2 students, China Chepko and Michael Wienerberg, which went to the leadership conference last week, which was sponsored by the Tahlequah Rotary Club. From what I hear, it was a real good event for them to attend, and they brought back quite a bit from that. October's National Bullying Prevention Month. We recognize that. We make announcements. And there's different types of bullying. I can tell you now, we don't have a problem with the physical part, maybe not as much as years ago at Sequoia, but I think it's everywhere as far as cyberbullying and the social media. And that's a tough one. It's a tough call for school administrators to pin that down. Also, October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The types of violence, everything from physical abuse to sexual abuse to psychological abuse, again, we use announcements in the morning to recognize some of that, and I think some of the teachers are doing some reminders and tidbits in class. Our immersion school had their open house last Tuesday and Wednesday, the 17th and the 18th. And tonight, they're playing basketball at Osage. So far, they're our only basketball team that's gotten started. Academic team will compete at Salisaw the 24th, Tahlequah November 7th, and Hilldale November the 11th. And very proud of our kids doing a lot of good things. Proud to say also that our band, the Pride of Sequoia, received a superior rating at the regionals last week, and they had a superior rating in each category. It's never happened for us. I'm sure it has for other schools, but it says a lot for Mr. Morris and his band program. With that being said, they'll compete in the Superior Marching Contest in Lawton later this week on the 25th. And that competition is only for schools that received a superior rating across the board. Cross country boys and girls, girls actually tied for the state lead. Lost on a tiebreaker by 2 points, but state runner-up's not too shabby. And we had our top 5 finishers in the ladies are all freshmen and sophomores. We had 2 make All-State, Kayla Harp and Asia Robbins, I'm sorry. And we enjoy seeing those girls back for years to come. Our boys placed 3rd. We had 2 boys that medaled, and both boys and girls won the regional championship in cross country, which was October 14th in Henrietta. Our drama kids did great. They compete in a one-act play in Ada, October the 28th. And this is only our 2nd year to compete in the one-act play. And our school is qualified both years. And we placed 3rd in a one-act play regional October the 7th, which is great showing for us. That's our highest finish ever in a regional, but it's just 2 times that we've done it. Fast pitch softball finished in the top 10% GPA-wise, so the ladies earned a plaque. I saw it this morning, very nice. Last year they were academic state champions, and this year we slipped a little, but we're still in the top 10% in Oklahoma. Football's doing well, 4-0 in district so far, and probably will be hosting a first round game of the playoffs, no matter what happens the rest of the way. And I know Jay's right there too. Our final regular season game will be November 3rd, which will be senior night. And I think that pretty much concludes my report. I left a few things out, but I hope I didn't offend, trying to represent our school and, give kids justice.
Yes, Speaker Burke.
I forwarded a contact person to you and Ms. Etheridge just then. Be on your phone. They were at NCAI. They heard about some of our students in years past, and they said they give up to $200,000 for our kids to go to GW University, which is not a shabby place. It's really pretty outstanding. So they want to come to our school, and you've got the information on your phone. You might invite them to come to our school.
I guess it's a GW in DC.
Yes.
I've ridden a tour bus by it before. I've been that close. Thank you much.
Yes. Any other questions for Leroy? Yes,
I just
Councilwoman
have a
Shaw.
comment.
Sure.
Something that you brought up that I think is important, and that's about bullying, especially cyberbullying.
Mm-hmm.
I think what our younger people need to realize is that potential employers and potential colleges they may want to go to, that when the choice comes to making it, if there's a close a tie or whatever, a lot of times they will go to social media to see what type of student that is. And you might want to pass that on to your students to make sure and clean up their social media to help improve their future.
Good point. Thank you. And that's a moving target, the social media.
Councilman Dobbins, do you have something, or you just stretching it out? So when I was a student over at Sequoia, we had a bullying problem over there. Matter of fact, there was a lot of problems going on over at Sequoia. But Leroy's first year as the principal and basketball coach, he got up, had a full wide assembly of pretty rough kids, pretty rough backgrounds. But he said, I'm 6'5", 250. You don't see me going pushing someone or picking on somebody. And my first impression of seeing him was that, and I don't know if it was bullying week or whatever, but he really set a precedence there at Sequoia that, and of course everyone feared the guy. He was intimidating. But anyways, he got his point across. Bullying really started decreasing, and kids were in class. But anyway, that's another story for another day. But Mr. Qualls, appreciate what you do.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, sir. All right, Cherokee Nation Foundation, Miss Janice Randall, all-time great, starting guard, number 21, Janice Randall.
Good afternoon. The Cherokee Nation Foundation is getting ready to open their scholarships November 1st, and that's the most important thing that people are calling about right now. And I brought each of you a list of the scholarships. They open November 1st, and they close January 31st. And you just go to our webpage, click scholarships, and then apply. And then it leads you through the applications. And the computer system scores the students and ranks them into whatever they qualify for, depending on the requirements. And all of our scholarships are donations. And so, as you can see, those people have given money, and they have decided where the students go to school, what the grade point is, et cetera, whether they're at-large people or whether they're in-district people. The at-large scholarships depend on what the at-large councilmen donate every year. And so, but we do have another donation this year from another entity that's at Cherokee Nation that's going to be additional at-large this year. That's the first year. It will be, it won't be open until next year because it was just donated. Things that we do, the ACT prep, that's going at Sequoia County right now. It's going at Fort Gibson and Pryor. And students from surrounding areas can come. And then we also will be having our camp the month of June. And this is open to people in the 14 counties or at large, either one. Cherokee Scholars, that was a scholarship program, and we've ended that last year. And on down, you can see that it's about $800,000 that will be given out for that. Our Prep Institute will be in July. Both of those camps this year are going to be at Northeastern. We've already set the dates, and they're all going to be listed on our webpage after the first of the year. That's for students in the 14 counties and at large. Junior Achievement, that usually is the people in the 14 counties because it really is a partnership with Junior Achievement in Tulsa, and it depends on how far they have to drive, the school district has to drive to get them to Tulsa. But we had a grant for 13 schools in the Cherokee County. This is our third year of that grant, and we just received another grant for 40 schools, and they're all above 412. And that's going to be for 4 years, and it's $800,000. We partner with American Indian Resource Center, and we're pretty excited about that because it comes from DC. Okay, on this page, this is the page that shows you the ACT. In 2011, when the foundation started, they served less than 100 kids, and you can see we haven't finished this school year, but now we're serving over 2,500 just with our ACT kids. And then this is the page that has the information about the Cherokee scholars that ended. When we finish it, paying that out, it will be $800,000. Our camp, our CCPI camp that will be offered in July, we have more and more colleges calling and wanting to be a part of that. So that's really been advertised on our webpage, which our webpage, this is the second year in a row, it has won an award. So CMB does that, and it's pretty awesome. On the back page, you will see the JA program, and we've served 4,000 kids since we started on that. And I think the success of these programs have been because you guys have really been involved, you've really put the word out there, you've really told your students to contact us, and to me, that's the most exciting part, that we can help any student or refer them to someone that can. We've been working with college resources a lot, going to the community meetings, really trying to get the word out there. And how we decided on the schools for the new grant, we took the schools that tested the lowest test scores, like Kenwood will be the lead school there, and Nowata. And then we'll branch out. And I do have a list of these schools, which I think are mainly on this side of the table. So that's my report, and,
Sticking to it. Yes, Councilman
oh,
Hardy?
sorry.
Janice, on these scholarships, are they open only to graduating seniors or to anybody that's like already in college or
Some of both.
some of those? Okay, so they need to just
That's why
check
when
each-
they apply, if they put that they'll be a junior or they'll be a senior, then it will go through, like the CMB is for juniors and seniors. And then somebody else that donated wanted them to be for any
So
age.
they can be, yeah. All right, thank you.
Hey, Councilman Lay?
Excuse me. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Janice, the grant, scholarship grant for schools north of 412, is that what you said?
The 40 schools that are on this list coming around.
Do you send those to those schools, or that's the flyer for it?
Like, in Nowata, before we wrote the grant, I went and visited with Leon and talked about, we'll be doing the JA programs, we'll be doing ACT testing, we'll be doing some, robotics, and, we do their math and science scores and try over the next 4 years to see if they've improved. And we buy all their robotics equipment that they need, whether they've started a program or whether they want to continue or do more in their robotics.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No takers? Janice, keep up the good work.
Janice,
Thank you.
are you able to come tomorrow night?
To,
Community?
yes, I'm going to be there. Then Thursday night's Muskogee, and I got my whole list.
And Friday's a Freeman thing at Muskogee and Saturday.
I'm going to try to be at every single one unless we have which I'm hoping, our college resource where we do that.
Yeah.
Keep thinking outside the box.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, what we got here? Adjournment, Miss Shelley? Or we got new business, old business? Well, we got an easy schedule. Any announcements? You hear a motion to adjourn, Frankie?
Second.
We're at second. Any discussion, Brian? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. Okay.